Welcome to the Mississippi Aviation Heritage Museum. First time here?
Yes, first time for both of us.
Very excited about it.
My dream is to tell the story of Mississippi Aviation. This is a creation from many, many volunteers. The whole museum is about Mississippi. We have 22 galleries. We have little Bill.
It looks like a real capsule. It's not though.
It's not. It's a mock-up.
Mock-up is small too,
yeah,
right?
It's 2/3 the size. Fred Hayes, right here. He was here this summer. The namesake for the museum was John Robinson. John Robinson was from Gulfport, Mississippi. John Robinson in this picture is at Tuskegee in 1934, planting the seeds that they needed a school of aviation. Growing up in Gulfport, going to Chicago, getting his pilot's license where black people couldn't get their pilot's license, then starting the first school of black aviators, and to see what he did and accomplished is amazing. He then went to Ethiopia when Mussolini was invading Ethiopia in 1935 and 36. John Robinson came to the rescue to help Haile Selassie. Behind you is a uniform of John Robinson.
Is that the actual uniform?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a 1951 Navy Jeep, one of a kind, only has rear wheel drive, and the shifter is on the column. Cessna push-pull, and it's got an engine in the front and an engine in the back. This is the same airplane that they used in Vietnam as an observation airplane. That was the airplane that I flew for 10 years. Like the same engine that was in the Ole Miss, the airplane that the Key brothers from Mississippi flew in 1935 for 27 days without. So, compression, explosion, and I tell the story that, an airplane might be flying at 15,000 feet, and the engines have 10,000 grenade explosions a minute.
This room contains the history of every war base opened in Mississippi during World War II. For each, the section includes photos from that time and place, its dates, and a map showing its location.
And look at the airplanes flying the pattern.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
You
really
see
well
them?
done. Yeah.
They're flying the pattern over
super nice.
the land.
In the early 1940s, copper was needed for the war effort, and so these coins during those years, these pennies were made out of steel instead. This room shows live action from the control tower of any desired location. Here, it's set to Los Angeles International Airport. We can hear the traffic controllers talk to the pilots and watch the planes land.
Turn on Bravo Charlie 8 Charlie to the gate 0 wing 1844. Tuck 523, so got a parking good day. Tuck 523. Aircraft 066 heavy.
I just love the period artifacts.
it's a radar of every airplane that has a transponder flying in the United States. You see all those yellow airplanes? All you gotta do is touch them, and it shows you what it is. Like right here, and it tells you where it's going, how high it's going, how fast it's going, and where is it going to. That's the beauty of it. And the rocket that we see on top of this ledger is a rocket that went to 28,000 feet in 2017 and won the Collegiate World Championship for them. The Honda jet was designed at Mississippi State, and now is one of the biggest jets for general aviation that you can find. We have an active table. You come over here and you want to hear the story of the Old Miss and the Key Brothers of Meridian.
Staying aloft for 27 days without landing. It was just the air-to-air refueling was certainly a big deal.
And crop dusting was started in Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah.
This is way cool.
My grandchildren cut the little airplanes behind the curtains right here, behind the windows.
This room commemorates a dozen Mississippi flyers, each with a bust and a long plaque telling their story. I never knew that local businessman Jerry O'Keefe had been an ace fighter pilot in World War II. This section commemorates the Tuskegee Airmen, who flew from 1941 through 1946 during World War II.
Under pressure from the black press, the NAACP, and even his own wife, President Roosevelt relented in 1939 and ordered the civilian pilot training program to be open to black students who wished to become civilian pilots. In December of 1940, the War Department followed suit and appropriated $1 million to build a suitable base to train black airmen at the Tuskegee Institute in Alabama.
At the end of this hallway sits a replica of the atom bomb and a picture of the plane that dropped it.
Because this place is fabulous.
The Mississippi 99s are women pilots, including some from the Old Miss post-World War II or OTC program. The museum offers 2 comfortable reading areas with natural lighting and hundreds of books about aviation.
You want a CH, you want an SP-24, you want a Beechcraft T-38.
What are they?
These are manuals
Oh.
From 1940s, World War II, you name it, we got them all.
And it looks like an explosion, but that's the first stage coming back, and then the second stage takes over.
So we're in front of the plaque for my father, Stu Rusa. He was on Apollo 14. He was the command module pilot. The Apollo crews were made up of 3 crew members. One of them was the commander, which was Alan Shepard, our first American in space. And the other one was Ed Mitchell. He was the lunar module pilot, and so he went down to the lunar surface with Alan Shepard. And my father was the command module pilot, and he stayed in lunar orbit while the other 2 walked on the moon. If you remember the golf ball being hit on the moon, that was done on the Apollo 14 mission.
A big part of the museum's mission is teaching. There's a large room dedicated to STEM education, as well as many hands-on demonstrations.
See, you gotta remember that the mission of the museum is to educate. First, this will be the second annual paper contest, and they pick up their paper and they design the paper. We need to judge them.
How many people do you have?
Last year we had 80.
Distance, and the other one for hanging, so it hangs in the air the longest, because we're gonna time you with a clock, okay? So you have to have 2 airplanes. So go build your airplanes.
You have classes in here?
Yeah, we teach how to take this engine apart, item by item, and then they take it to the table. We take it all apart, they put it back together, and guess what? Then they crank it. Kids, 10-year-old kids. We teach here, we teach how to weld, we teach how to do riveting, how to do cutting, bending of metals, all kind of stuff we teach.
No, it's pretty slow.
Let me see, does it move good? The chair? See how the chair moves?
Oh yeah. This is pretty neat. I'm impressed.
Look at those pilots.
Yeah.
So where are you?
So that's Gulfport International right there on the left screen. I'm going right along the Gulf Coast.
Upstairs,
Okay.
because I got another 25,000 square feet that I haven't developed yet. But I'll show you a little bit. I am trying to raise the money to develop the... So right here, currently I'm working on the Vietnam region, you know. The story of Vietnam from the Mississippi point of view. Okay, what Mississippi did for the war in Vietnam, the preparation, aircrafts, you name it. This is going to talk about that. A TV screen, with a bench so you can watch the story of Mississippi and Vietnam.
The floor symbolizes the destruction of Vietnam's landscape by Agent Orange, with the Ho Chi Minh Trail in the middle.
So I am telling the story on this wall of how the Vietnamese people saw us coming. It's going to be like a hut. There's going to be bamboo. I can find somebody to donate the bamboo all the way to the big bamboo. Okay? And then the pictures. I got tons of pictures. On this wall is going to be the benefits that Vietnam bought and brought to Mississippi. And the cultures and the way their food is going to be jail cells. There's going to be panels with the history of the prisoners of war from Mississippi in Vietnam. You gotta read through the bars. This is gonna be the Women in Aviation exhibit, Mississippi Women in Aviation, where we're gonna have the cafeteria and a restaurant, okay? And then there's gonna be steps all the way to the top of the roof where you can see the airplanes. I noticed that you were taking a picture of the airplanes when it was coming by the sign. Yeah. So you see, you get on top of the roof, you see the runways of the airport. Oh. Yes, you see the runways of the airport. And, I mean, how cool is that?
That is really cool.
Yeah. Right here is a dream to finish the second floor. The observation deck, that you can see the airplanes at the airport when they come to land. A diorama of the Coast Guard station in Biloxi and the Point. I don't know if you remember that. And we're going to do a diorama of Keesler Field, 1940, and a diorama of Gulfport Field, 1940. So we started right here. You can see the windows and the window panes. And this is a close-up of what she's done. Oh, wow. Window panes and the brick is, and it's in miniature. So right here, I am 3D printing the airplanes that are going to go on the Coast Guard station.
That's a 3D printer?
That's a 3D. We got 3D printers. We use them for the summer camp and to do the dioramas. You see everybody that's down there, everybody you hear, everybody that's working down there, every one of those people is a volunteer. It's all about teaching aviation, history, and educating people. That's what we're doing here. And they donated. People came through. What I love about this is we do this because we want to do this. People come here and they come to help. And I don't mind getting down on my knees and doing whatever it takes to tell the story of Mississippi aviation. It's important and it's long forgotten, and it's time that we do it.
Please subscribe to my videos and check out my website. You might find a book you like.